Welcome, Dr. James Beckett, Sports Card Insights. Short weekend episode, outtakes from Ray Fonio, aka Ray from Philly. We had a nice couple episodes, and I just kept the recorder going, and we kept talking. His two passions are baseball cards and the Hall of Fame. His quest to establish a baseball card Hall of Fame. Very cool. Enjoy talking to him. Kindred spirit. Loves vintage cards, but there's some newer cards in there too, and there increasingly will be as he allows for a democratic kind of voting of collectors. So thanks sponsors, Topps Panini, Upper Deck, Heritage Auctions, Huggins Scott Auctions, Mike Stadium Sports Cards, Burbank Sports Cards, ComC.com, Beckett Media, Beckett Grading, Beckett Authentication. So we got off on pointing out things on the wall. This weekend, I'm trying to take down the wall that's in front of the other wall. The card wall is obscured and blocked. I'm trying to make it more visible, and maybe I can rotate my background and maybe even shoot some photos. So I'm contemplating that. I'm not sure what the best way is, but the first step is to get better organized. In the process, though, I still could move things around and look and see the panel that Ray was looking at. And there are some interesting things there that Ray couldn't see that are in the OPQRS. Again, I've got 1,000 on my Wall of Fame, so I'm not just picking Baseball Card Hall of Fame, and I'm not even trying to make them a Hall of Fame, but I'm trying to put 1,000 meaningful cards alphabetized by player. I noticed after I hung up with Ray, I meant to tell him that I have the Andy Pafko 52 Topps in probably excellent condition. It's not a huge card because of that, but again, there's a lot of notoriety there, and that's one of the things I want to do on my wall is put some things that if somebody points at a certain card and says, why is that on there? I can say that's a otherwise common card that being by virtue of being number one in the 52 Topps set and very difficult to find in great condition. It's noteworthy for that reason. And Andy Pafko wasn't a terrible player, but he wasn't a superstar. And the other is David Arias, also known as David Ortiz. I have his platinum version, so it's a really cool card. And I alphabetized it for Ortiz because just a couple of the cards have David and his big Poppy in his twins when he was using the other name. I don't know, one was his mother's name and one was his father's name. I'm not sure the convention for Hispanics, but interesting. I'm not saying I found it in a dollar box. I think I just had it from back in the day. But that is a good example of something. People say, hey, that's misalphabetized. It's an A. Why is it in with the O's? And I'll be able to tell that story. Ray is doing a great job. Enjoyed visiting with him, and the extended time was easy. I do take inspiration from what he's doing, and Mike Steve Line amplified it, and Victor Roman I've had on before, the rookie card theorist. My Wall of Fame is not Mount Rushmore. It's not chiseled in stone. I can pop them in and pop them out. I look forward to doing that and seeing what the voting comes out for this next fourth group of Ray's Baseball Card Hall of Fame. So that's it. Here's the story.
It's also introducing people to cards that they might not ever even know.
They should. They
should.
Amazing cards. Most of them would be the centerpiece of anybody's collection.
It got people texting me saying, I thought of that 58 Roger Maris Topps card. I'm going to get it now because of this. I'm like, that's great. I didn't want people to go out and buy cards, but it just got them to take reflection on certain cards. If everyone's talking about these cards that should get in, maybe I need to take a look at that card. And I didn't even think that was going to happen, but it has. People are looking at certain cards because of what people are voting on for here. And it's just bringing more attention to certain cards that people didn't really even think about.
Yeah, I think that's a very positive byproduct.
Yeah.
You're encouraging people to collect and purchase and acquire iconic cards that have enduring value for the most part, that are not fads. They're not subject to injuries, or the price of cards all cards can be affected by economic macro conditions. Okay, I've got a quiz for you, Ray.
Okay.
This might be, I don't know how great your eyes are. I've got my wall behind me. Can you see, this is like a Where's Waldo. Do you know how many Hall of Fame cards this is just from O to S. So this is a portion of my Wall of Fame. They're all in alphabetical order. Can you see how many of your iconic Hall of Fame cards are on my Wall of Fame?
I could see the Satchel Paige, 53 Topps.
Okay, good. True. Again,
alphabetical order. 64 Rose is not in there.
Not, yeah.
I see some hockey too.
It's mixed in all sports, but it's all alphabetical. Nolan Ryan rookie card's in there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's 3 spaces from my right ear.
Mm-hmm.
And the next to it, right before RY, is RU.
Yes.
You have the Babe Ruth. That's a Babe Ruth Gowdy that was one of my dad's, but it's the red background one. And
right.
I think you have card 144.
Yes.
Which is
I like the full pose.
Yeah, it's the full pose, and it's actually a double print.
Yeah.
Now, okay, here's the one that really upset John Newman. If you go up 2 rows above the Nolan.
2 rows above the Nolan Ryan, I see a 61 Fleer above him.
No,
Jackie Robinson.
Leaf, yeah.
Yeah.
If it's ever missing, I'm going to know who to suspect. Uh, let's see if there's anything else there. There's a Seaver
See a
rookie.
top stand up.
Yeah, a Seaver rookie
I see a
over.
Gaylord Perry rookie.
But again, I am not doing the same thing you're doing. But again, everybody ought to have a way to display some of their best cards. I think Adam Gray in the basketball is constantly ranking his 100 best cards. My wall is about 1,000 cards. They're not necessarily my best cards, but they're representative. And many of them are iconic cards for the player. But
Right.
others are just cards that I think are interesting. I'm trying to give visitors over here a chance to get a cross section of the cards, and I find that people have no idea whether there's a $5 card next to a $500 card, next to a $5,000 card.
That's
and
amazing.
They can identify which is which, but they just enjoy looking at the span of the years and the players and the personalities. And
Right.
I've integrated all the sports in there just because
That's beautiful.
I don't know, but my wall is buried right now. I've got another wall of other stuff in front of it. Of stuff I'm trying to clear out, some boxes. I can't photograph everything, but I'll gradually rotate this and
Thank you for having me. I was honored.
give me a chance to not reconstruct my wall, but some of the things that you and I have talked through help me to think if people do come over and look, I really ought to have a good reason for each of the cards that are there. And if I'm going to pick a Satchel Paige card, it's not his most valuable card. And I'm not trying to get the most valuable card, but I'm trying to get a card that is iconic in some sense without making it be all about the money. It sounds like we're on the same page about we're aware of money. It's a good thing, but that's not the main thing.
It's not the main thing, right? Like I love the 53 top Satchel Paige.
Well, I think it's his most beautiful card.
It's without doubt. Same with Jackie Robinson, that same card. There's something about 53 tops. That's just
the original paintings by
their artwork.
Dvorak, who I think is also a Philly guy.
Yeah. Yes, he is. Yeah, definitely. It's just something. It's to look at a card like that and not like the Jackie Robinson with the Brooklyn Bridge in the background. Yeah. That's amazing to me. That's just.
I wish the art cards brought something to it that was more special. Not that, like we said, the Pee Wee Reese horizontal card, 53 Bowman color. That's a great card too, but photography is not necessarily limited. But when you look at what all the stuff you can do, like Topps Project 2020, each artist can have a different thing. 53 Topps was part of the inspiration for some.
For example, Stan Musial, I think his 48 Leaf is a nice, prettier card than the Bowman with the blue background. And I also his 54 Red Heart.
Good point.
That set is.
I think my wall card is a Musial Red Heart, personally autographed.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. So are you against that or in favor of that? How do you fall on that?
It's funny because back in the day, it was defacing the card to get it autographed. It was taboo. Like you didn't think of doing that. Now it's added tremendous value to it. And now I kind of like it. If I had a Hank Aaron rookie card and had him autograph it now, it would be amazing. Yeah. I started doing that very recently with players that were coming to the Philly show, like Jim Cott and Dave Parker. I got their rookie card and had them sign it. And 30 years ago, you wouldn't catch me doing something like that because it was just very uncommon and it was not good to do. Now it's a totally different story and it's increased value, especially if it has to look nice too.
Okay, so let me quiz you on this. Looking at one of these Stan Musials, you've got a Stan Musial. Let's say it's his 53 Bowman color. Beautiful card.
Yes, love that card.
Really makes for a nice autograph. You have a choice for the same price of buying a grade of 5 unautographed or a grade of 3 autographed. They're not. One is not miscut. They're both similar.
They're both center.
But the 3 still has some scuffing or back damage or more of a rounded corner or something. But they're not, again, your test that I've encouraged of holding arm's length, they're not that much different. So you got a 5 unautographed and a 3 autographed. Which one do you pick?
I go with the 5 unautographed.
Okay, we agree to disagree. I think I take the 3 autograph because it's more unique.
Yeah.
Now, and again, I didn't give you like an 8 unautographed and a 6 autographed. Because then, yes, I take the 8 because the value is a sure thing and it's all the set registry people. But I'm not aware that PSA, having the most dominant set registry, that they have a set registry for autographed rookie cards.
I'm not totally aware of that neither. I do know they have a DNA autograph section in there. I put a couple in there like the Parker rookie and the Jim Cott rookie. But I wouldn't turn away from getting a 53 Bowman color Musial autograph for sure. I absolutely wouldn't look the other way. I'm still thinking back in the day when I collected cards and it wasn't a good thing to get autographed. And I do like them now. I guess if I had a choice, I would probably go with the card not autographed, even though I know it adds more value to it for sure. It's just the card. I would get the autograph on something else from Stan. And
Okay. The other wrinkle is just the fact that Stan Musial, for example, and many of the older guys have a more attractive autograph.
Oh, absolutely.
And so very legible. It looks
Yeah.
like he really took his time. And again, like I said, I met him. He seemed to be a really a gentleman.
Oh, absolutely. I've twice too.
Gentleman slugger.
I met him too. Yeah, especially the autographs from back then. They're so much nicer. The DiMaggio, the Williams. You can read each letter. It's just a work of art. It really is.
It's great. My business really blossomed as I brought in more outstanding teammates, and the word got out.
That's the name of the game. This year, when I added Mike and Victor and created our own ballot instead of, I would create a spreadsheet every year, the first 3 years, which literally like this.
I did the same thing for cards. Right?
Hey.
It was unbelievable until you impose some structure on it. It gets chaotically wild.
Oh my God.
I feel for you. I went through that 45 years ago. That was my situation back in 76, writing it on scraps of paper.
I would like to see something happen to make it more fun and pleasurable for everyone.
Yeah.
For sure.
You made it more pleasurable for me. So
I appreciate it.